Welcome to the Outer Banks podcast, presented by Seaside Vacations, with nearly 400 hassle-free Outer Banks vacation rentals. Begin planning your Outer Banks beach escape today at OuterBanksVacations.com.
Hello and welcome to the Outer Banks podcast. I'm Bryn Pittman, and in today's episode, I'm excited to sit down with Mark Ballog, owner of Lucky 12 Tavern in Nags Head, North Carolina. With the seasons changing, it is the perfect time to visit, as Lucky 12 is transforming into not one, but two unique seasonal bars this year. Let's dive right in. Mark, you've been in business now for, you said 19 years here?
19 years at Lucky 12, but this was my 34th summer working in restaurants in the Outer Banks.
Oh wow! So you've been around the block. You know what's going on here.
Absolutely.
And to do that, being in the business for 34 years, you needed something a little bit different. Ghostly Galleys is like, man, I'm looking around the bar. This place is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and you haven't even seen out back yet. It's cool. And I'll walk you out there one more time just to get a better glimpse of what goes on out back too. Of course, it's like daytime's cool, nighttime is way better.
Oh, I bet. How many lights do you got? I
think we put 6,000 on the ceiling alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
6,000 lights just, and we were talking about what are they actually called now? What's it as soon as you walk in? Blow molds?
I mean, most of them are from like 70s, 80s, 90s, and a lot of them were made in Norfolk, Virginia, at a company called General Foam, which also made them out of Tarboro, North Carolina. Those companies are defunct, but they're highly collectible, and there's a lot of other manufacturers. Most of them, all the ones in here were made in the USA.
I mean, I saw one at an antique mall not too long ago, like I said, over the weekend, and I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's like something that you would see back in the day, but to see so many of them in one place, I was just like, this is my childhood. I love seeing all this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the decor I go for, is stuff that reminds us of being kids. And a lot of people come here, older people, and just they reminisce, like, oh my God, I had these as kids. You know, we left them outside. They got deteriorated. You know, they're plastic.
Just falling apart and everything like that.
Hot sun, electricity, water, it's cold.
Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, especially being from Pennsylvania. I mean, you see that stuff, it's gone.
Yeah,
wintertime,
I mean,
it's gone.
We had them as kids, and my mom, I asked her a few years ago, I'm like, what? She's like, they fell apart, and we got rid of them.
Yeah.
So.
You guys have been closed for the past 2 days. Decorating, you're doing everything, getting ready. What has been your favorite part of decorating?
Last week I actually started doing out back, and it was cool because a lot of people would stop in and just see it, and just the comments from like the older folks who walk back there, like, "Oh my God, this looks awesome!" And they're like, "Well, what about inside?" I was like, "Well, we're closed next week to do that for 2 days." You know, rebranding it's a pop-up bar. It's just we try to get as much accomplished in 2 or 3 days as we possibly can.
So I know that we've talked a little bit about where Lucky 12 pop-up bar Jingle 12 came from, or you mentioned it to me, but Ghostly Galleys, where'd that idea come from?
Just prior to Lucky 12, I worked at a place called Quagmire's up in Kildare Hills.
Oh, that's a throwback right there.
Yeah, for sure. And John Kirschmeyer, who I worked for 5 years, is a great relationship, great friend of mine, kind of an idol in this business. And Quagmire's in the late 90s, early 2000s, we would change over. It would take a month, and we would have a haunted house there. So, I mean, John was doing pop-ups before we ever thought of the word pop-up.
That's cool.
Of course, then we weren't really doing the food and the cocktails that the bars do now. It was just more decor, and that stuff kind of came after, I guess. Like, okay, how do we even make it more well-rounded? And that's when the food and drinks came implemented into it all.
So talk about that, the food and the drinks. Like, what could you expect? If you're coming in here for the Ghostly Galleys, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, we have like, I don't want to give it away, all the names of them, but they're all kind of funny names. Some named after like characters from scary movies. But we do adult-themed cocktails. We do kids cocktails that may have like little gadgets in them, and we have Halloween-inspired straws and cups. And the food, we do desserts that are Halloween-inspired as well as appetizers, with some appetizers available during the day, and then we have some more that are available at night as well.
Now, I saw that there's various events planned. You've got a trunk or treat planned, I believe, costume contest, stuff like that. I mean, what's...
Yeah, we are not doing any bands here.
Okay.
Some of the other bars, the Ghostly Galleys are doing bars. A couple events we have a we're doing a brunch on the 27th of October, that's Halloween inspired as well.
Ooh.
And then we're doing something different this year. We have a lot of people work here with kids. Halloween night we will actually not be open because a lot of us live in neighborhoods. We want to give kids candy out to kids, or a lot of people work here who have kids. So we're actually going to do a called Happy Halloweener party. It's going to be Halloween-inspired hot dogs, and we're doing a daytime Halloween party on Halloween Day here. Just, a lot of people don't want to go out at night, so some older folks might want to come in here dressed up during the day on Halloween Day. The other 3 bars, Monster Quans, Shack of Shadows, and Gloom Bays, they're all open Halloween night.
So you still have that festivities going on. Now, I know with Jingle 12, you've got a passport. Is there a passport set up with this one?
We didn't do anything with a passport this year, and this is the first year we did the Ghostly Galley, so we're trying to make sure it all works, and maybe that's something we can implement in the future.
I've seen you've had a ton of success with the 12 Bars of Christmas, so I can only imagine that Ghostly Galleys is going to grow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people nowadays, just to go out, they want a special experience, and we have a great local following. There's a lot of people live here that are great customers, friends of ours, and we just give them another reason to come out and see something different. And, we're not in a big city. We don't get to see 10 new restaurants pop up every month or every 2 months. So here we get to just adapt to what we have and get to change our concept, which is fun. I mean, how fun for us that we get to be something different for 2 or 3 weeks and then, go into November and then change it, become a Christmas bar for a month. So it's kind of fun for staff and everything.
Are we going to decorate for Thanksgiving, or are you just going to
I do have a little bit of...
Okay.
I have these blow molds, I do have some Thanksgiving ones and melted popcorn, the flat things on the wall. I do have some Thanksgiving, but we're actually closed Thanksgiving week. It just takes us so long to decorate for so we have to take all this down and then redecorate. So a lot of this stuff will stay up in November, and we're actually closed. November 16th is our last day, and then we reopen as Jingle 12 on Black Friday, November 29th. But it'll take a good week and a half, 2 weeks to just take all this stuff down and convert back.
Really? Wow. So you've got all the blow molds up now, and you told me that when you guys make that transformation into Jingle 12, it's something phenomenal. You've got more blow molds in-house here.
Yeah, like the room we're sitting in right now, I mean, there'll be 20, 30 blow molds back here where there's only a couple. And we probably have, 50, 60 blow molds for Halloween. We probably have 200 Christmas ones.
Wow. So you were kind of really stepping up. Now, where did the idea for that come from? For Lucky 12, Jingle 12, and the whole Christmas pop-up bar?
Just this whole thing, a couple years back, I spent a lot of time in Nashville, Tennessee, and a place that inspires me like no other. I'm a big music fan. I spent a lot of time out there. I have a house out there. I used to spend a lot more time out there than I do now, and I have a group of friends out there, and that's where I get away, and that's what inspires me. And my girlfriend and I were we were out there in December of 2018 over Christmas. We were not really busy here back then, and we heard of a pop-up bar, and we went to it on Christmas Eve, and it was a secret bar. You had to find it in a hotel, and we finally worked our way into it. And I looked around, and I said, this is an amazing I said, I'm going to do this next year and call it Jingle 12. Now, what do you want to drink? And, it literally started from that minute. And at that point, I owned, 2 Christmas blow molds, and then I just started calling my aunts and my parents and just friends, be like, hey, before you put your Christmas stuff away, if there's anything that's you really don't want, let me know. And I just started collecting stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're kind of just taking it, made it into what it is. So that was 2018, 2019, I would imagine that you started.
Yeah, so that the idea was born on, Christmas Eve 2018. And I was like, in 19, I have 11 months to figure out how to collect stuff and decorate it and get my staff involved. And so, Jingle 12 opened, I believe it was December 5th, 2019. So that was the first one. So this will be our 6th year.
I will say that from what I've seen online and the way that I've tried to book an igloo that you have out back, it is one of the hardest things to get to. It's actually one of the most sought after things. And I give you a lot of credit because that is a great idea. I've been in the backyard a couple times. Seeing that stuff, it just blows my mind. You come up with something new every year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that whole concept, after the first year of Jingle 12, I was like, we're really crowded. I have this big backyard. How can I utilize it? And I was like, and the way my brain thinks, I was like, man, I've seen these igloos. I could get a couple of those. I said, but I'm a big snowboarder, and I collect snowboards and skis. And I was like, hey, let's build a ski lodge. And I was like, well, we're on the Outer Banks. People fish. I got tons of vintage fishing gear. I said, I'm going to build a ski lodge and ice fishing shed.
Yeah.
Flash forward 2 months later, COVID starts, and I'm like, I already had this stuff designed. So during COVID, we had 2 igloos, a ski lodge, and ice fishing shed, and we were allowed to seat groups of 6 in them. So we had private dining before the COVID. I mean, we designed and built that over COVID, but the concept became before.
Was already there.
Mm-hmm.
It was already implemented. So you were already, you were thinking ahead without really knowing what was going to happen.
For sure.
You were just there, man.
Yeah, that was just something lucky, really, I guess, so to speak.
Well, it's lucky 12.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so speaking of lucky 12, during the summertime, you guys are pumping. I see cars all the time. I come in here. Great pizza, by the way. I mean, you guys have blown it out of the water. What is something that you hope that people kind of take away from the experience, whether it's Halloween, Christmas, or in the summer? Something that you want people to take away?
I'm very fortunate that I have a very talented staff. I mean, I have a lot of people who've worked here for a long time. We just care about every piece of food and every drink that gets served here. And in the summertime, I employ J1 students. I'm lucky that I have a house for those folks, and we just embrace it. And we're very fortunate, but we care. And I have a great staff that really cares what we do. So.
I mean, even back to Jingle 12, during the wintertime, you guys are doing that for charity.
Yeah, we have so there's 12 bars. We sell a passport for $10. And if you complete the passport, you get an ornament, dated ornament. But we also have 12 sponsors, so we have prizes that we'll give away as well for the people that complete the passport. But the unique part of it is that 12 restaurants, bars, whatever you want to call them, everybody picks their own charity.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when you buy a passport at Lucky 12, or Jingle 12, pardon me, our charity is Room at the Inn, a homeless shelter on the Outer Banks. So if you buy a passport for $10, we have a button in our POS system. We ring it in. At the end of the year, we tally it up, and each bar donates their proceeds from their passport to their individual charity.
That's phenomenal. What did you guys donate last year?
So we did that, and we also had some other events, like we do a Toys for Tots. When I say Toys for Tots, what do you think of?
I'm thinking the box that's being dropped off by the Marine Corps. You're bringing a toy in.
Yeah, I mean, I think of that too, but also in a restaurant, so I think of tater tots. So if you bring us a toy, we're going to trade you a tater tot dish. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that creative marketing
like
right there.
Last year, we collected like 200 toys here, plus our charity. So a lot of the bars, restaurants do events other than their passport. They do different. They might do a food drive or such like that. So last year we raised about $28,000 for local charities in our first year of doing it.
That's phenomenal. That's $28,000 just for local charities, taking care of the Outer Banks.
This is a small based community.
Yeah,
I mean, we're very
100%.
fortunate that a lot of business owners support each other. And I mean, it's Christmas time. It's a season of giving. So that's what it's about.
That's awesome. And I love the way that you've pushed the idea along to the other restaurants, and they want to join in on the fun. And to see everybody work together is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I care about the community, and I mean, it's expensive to be a human being. It's expensive to live here. It's just a big economic impact. When you increase sales, it increases products we buy from manufacturers and reps. It's people buy a tank of gas to drive here from Chesapeake. They buy it in the Outer Banks. The tax revenue stays here. They Christmas shop here. We get occupancy tax, food and beverage tax. It's just it's an economy. We're a tourist-based area. Why not? We just can't survive being busy June, July, and August.
No. So you bring it in, like you said, you change things up. You bring in the Jingle 12, the pop-up bar, then the 12 bars of Christmas, and then this year you're bringing in, like we said, that Ghostly Galleys, which is, I'm super excited about that. There's 4 bars. I know next year it's going to be a matter of 13. Yeah, and you're going to be going back and forth.
We'll see. I mean, at some point, you just want to perfect with what you got, but we'll see.
All right. What's something new this year for the 12 bars of Christmas that you didn't have last year that we can expect to see?
12 bars of Christmas. It's a family event. It's not just about bars. We do lots of kids events. I mean, a lot of our decor is, we want the kids to be happy. Christmas really is about, like kids love it.
It's joy, man. It is. And
So we do a passport, for the adults, but this year we're actually doing a kids passport.
Wow.
And it's so those ones are going to be $5, and it's more like a scavenger hunt. And keep in mind with the passport, we're not requiring people to buy anything. If they buy not everybody. If you buy a passport, we're happy you bought it. If you go to a restaurant and you want a stamp, you don't have to buy a food or drink. So keep that in mind. But the kids, we're not making them go to 12 restaurants. I think we're still kind of tweaking it all out. It's on our information's constantly getting updated on our website, 12barsofchristmas.com. But anyway, we're doing like a kid scavenger hunt. We have an elf character instead of like Elf on the Shelf. His name's Orville the elf. He's going to kind of be hidden, and the kids are going to have to find it in some of the restaurants. Cool. But we wanted to do that, and then we'll have prizes geared towards kids as well. But we just wanted to teach kids about charitable giving.
Oh, awesome.
I'm taking $5 of my own money. I'm going to donate it. And we have some more kids-based charities as well.
That's
Other
cool.
than the 12 that people pick, we picked 3 other charities, and it's on our website.
All right, so we'll have to check that out, 12barsofchristmas.com, for all the charity information, everything that's going on. I'm super amped. I know that we have a couple of our coworkers that are planning on coming here as soon as you guys open up, which is October 17th.
Yep.
That's going to be the kickoff of the holiday. I mean, we're really looking for it. That's the holiday season.
Yeah, absolutely. We feel like, summer's over. We catch our breath a little bit, and we're going into the fall season.
Yeah.
The weather's changing quite a bit, and it's just fun. And I mean, gives a reason for people to drive down here on the weekends.
Yeah.
Or the people that live here to come out and just
have a little bit of fun.
For sure.
You've worked all summer long. You want to get down here. You want to have that just peace of mind of, okay, I busted my tail all summer long, and now I get to relax. I get to have some fun with my friends. I get to go see people that maybe I couldn't have seen all summer long. Now I get to dress up and have some fun.
For sure.
Costume party anytime this summer or this fall?
Oh, I mean, like I said, we're doing a daytime Halloween party on Halloween Day. On Instagram or Facebook, if you follow the Ghostly Galleries of the Outer Banks, we're constantly updating about people's, whether they have bands, karaoke, silent disco, contests, etc. And same thing with the Christmas. I mean, we're constantly putting information out there on Facebook or Instagram or on our website, 12barsofchristmas.com.
Awesome. Now, Mark, you being the driving force behind anything that we can look for maybe in the spring? Are we going to do like an Easter egg hunt or something like that?
I mean, we should bring back that. I mean, those of us remember Mike Kelly used to do one. I don't know. I'd love to see. We close right after the holidays for the winter.
Yeah.
And I would love to see someone do a Valentine's pop-up bar. We're typically not open. Not saying I couldn't do it or help someone do it. Maybe we'll try to bring back an Easter egg hunt.
There you go.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
My
brain's going to keep
I got you
going.
rolling. Hey, if you need any help, you let me know. I'll be sure to come by and help.
I've kind of always been known for just different thinking and having some sort of creativity. So when people say things like that, now I feel like I'm challenged. Like, what can I do to?
I mean, I think it builds. I mean, you take that little idea and then you build upon. And you've done 6 years of doing that in the Christmas. I mean, so I can only see what you can. I see your brain turning right now, man.
I'm looking.
I could get a giant. You can get one of those blow molds of an Easter bunny.
We have some. I mean, we do have some Easter decor. It's just, there just isn't a lot of it out there, especially on the vintage side.
No. So what is something that you're looking for as far as maybe somebody out there is digging through some of their Halloween decorations? They don't want this. What is something that you're looking for? Or Christmas decorations?
Oh, I mean, just the older stuff. I mean, whether it's blow molds or melted popcorn or vintage ceramics, salt and pepper shakers. It's like the little things in here. Like when we do all our tables at Christmas have Christmas-inspired salt and pepper shakers. We try to make it like that you're not in the same lucky 12 as you were for the last 10 months or whatever. So
oh, wow.
We try to make it we just really try to think about all the little things that people don't think about, I guess. But.
Now, do you go through next year for this Ghostly Galleys? Is it going to be something completely different? You're going to set it up completely different?
I would think so. I mean, if people all the time are like, "Oh, I hope you took pictures of what it looks like." It's not. That's not the way it goes. I mean, I have a great staff that help me decorate, and I'll build a shelf, put it up, and I'll say, "Hey, make a cool scene," and they'll find some different blow molds or melted popcorns and make a wall. And perfect, that one looks good, or maybe I want, I can't do it all. I have a great staff that helps me do it.
There you go. So it's not just you, it's the entire staff that you have here.
I just tell my staff on it. I remember the first year during Christmas, they're like, what are you talking about? And then once we start decorating, like, oh, it makes sense now. No, they look forward to it. It's fun. We get to be something totally different than we are 2-3 days ago. We're getting to be a Halloween pop-up bar.
Yeah. If come Christmas, if you want to have a Festivus pull, just let me know. You've heard of that, right? Festivus for the rest of us? Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. I do recall that. Yes.
That was their Christmas special, stuff like that. So, and now I'm just like trying to throw ideas at you, see what I can expect to find. I really appreciate you taking your time. I know you've got stuff that you've got going on. You've got things that you got to get back to. I appreciate you taking your time to have a nice little conversation with us and to let us know what to expect.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in and picking my brain and just getting a word out there. And like I said, Halloween and Christmas are they're for adults and kids. So please check them out. Lucky12tavern.com is our website. Ghostly Galleys, we have it on Instagram and Facebook. The 12 Bars of Christmas has its own Instagram and Facebook, along with a website, 12barsofchristmas.com.
We'll get all of that stuff linked in the details of this podcast. That way you can go through, you can check it all out and have some fun. Mark, thank you very much.
Yeah, Brian, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on the Outer Banks podcast. I'll see you in the next episode.